good morning, and congratulations for taking the first step to solving your slow money blues. My name is Doug, retired U.S. Marine and two-time combat veteran turned entrepreneur at your service. Today's episode for my listening audience is Unique Ulani. I am super stoked about today's show because this is all about celebrating your uniqueness and my uniqueness. So listen, if you have any questions today, I want to make it really, really easy. Visit slowmoneyblues.com and just click on ask. There's a big blue button there and you can submit your question and it might be featured in the show. In order to do this, you're going to have to sign up for the platform, which I use is called Anchor. So looking forward to hearing all of those great questions from you, men and women out there, as well as my young entrepreneurs, side hustlers, solopreneurs, dadpreneurs, and mompreneurs. You can also submit a question on all of our social media channels using hashtag #SlowMoneyBlues on IG, Facebook, and Twitter. So we're going to be talking about how to harness your uniqueness. How to harness your uniqueness. But before we get started, there's 3 questions that Doug always asks you each and every Tuesday. The first question is, did you do your homework? And hopefully you did do your homework. If you didn't do your homework, guess what? It's okay. It's not like the world is going to end. You can go back and do it again because last week's homework was very, very easy. Share your talent with the world. That was last week's homework. Whatever your talent may have been. Remember we talked about Talentina last week? You, my dear friend, we're supposed to go and share your talent with the world. And there's so many different ways to do it. And if you tune in to last week's episode, I give you some tips on how to actually do that. Also, question number 2. Did you say your morning mantra? If you did not, you have an opportunity to do it today. Your morning mantra will get you focused, wired up, fired up, and ready to go. So let's say it together. I state your name. Take 100% responsibility and accountability for my actions and decisions. I refuse to blame others. If I do, I give away all of my power, authority, and power given to me by God. I don't know how many times I've said that. I wrote it, of course, and I've recorded and I've listened to it. And each and every time it causes me to focus in on and zero in on the most important thing. And the most important thing for you, which is the most important thing for me, is freedom. And what do I teach you how to do? Build, launch, and grow your own personal freedom success system. And then lastly, did you listen to the Monday sneak peek preview? If you did, awesome. If you didn't, it's okay. That's why you're here today. And you're going to have an opportunity to listen to me unpack and unhack this episode. But we always have to pay the bills. And I love my sponsors. They continue to rock with us. They continue to ride with us. And it's awesome and it's epic. And today's sponsors, once again, are Linky.com and BigNetDomain.com. Linky.com, one link, endless possibilities. If you want to get an idea of what this phenomenal tool can do, go to Linky.com/SlowMoneyBlues. You can see the account that we actually created. And you can also create your own free account. There's a 7-day free trial offer. You get all the bells and whistles, no holds barred. And the best part is you don't even have to use a credit card to sign up. I mean, basically, there's little to no risk. What about little to no? There's no risk. So go ahead and get your free account today. So if you're a mompreneur, dadpreneur, solopreneur, side hustler, a person that's trying to, launch an ebook or whatever it is you're trying to share, this powerful system can help you do all of that and so much more. So go there right now and grab your free account today. That's Linky.com, spelled LIINKY.com. Now let's talk about BigNetDomain.com, where the net just got bigger. Listen, there are so many people in 2022 that are still struggling. Literally, they're having a digital dilemma. They still haven't figured out how to master social media, how to build a website, how to do graphic design, SEO, secure their site, email marketing, e-commerce. Well, if that's you, go to BigNetDomain.com and get your account today. So when you sign up, what I want you to do, you'll get a savings at checkout, a 10% savings at checkout. Use promo code BIGNET. They have email marketing, e-commerce, hosting. That's WordPress. That's cPanel. They have all types of goodies for you out there. And they also have a boatload of templates. No matter what your niche is, go to BigNetDomain.com and get started today. So this is the question for today. Do you have a unique talent? Now, a lot of people may say, well, I don't know if I've ever even thought about that. Yes, you do. No, you don't. Or I don't know. Well, if you don't know, I highly encourage you to actually get an assessment to find out if you have a unique talent. If you've been living on this earth for any amount of time, like 5 years, chances are you have a talent. And I promise you, I want you to use it. Now, will you be the first one? Was the question asked of Ulani by his father. Ulani and his family came to America from Uganda when he was only 5 years old. And Ulani was a huge science buff as a kid and dreamed of being a surgeon one day. Now let's get personal. Do you remember the question? Will you be the first one? Ulani's love for science was rewarded when he received a full academic scholarship to Harvard University at the age of 15. Well, remember the question? Will you? Well, let's go ahead and take a deep dive and unpack and unhack this episode. So, what are 3 things you can do to harness, or 3 ways you can harness your uniqueness? I know this is going to sound very simplistic, but it's very true. When I'm in the marketplace, I meet and engage with people all the time. In fact, today, I'm certain I'm going to meet someone in the marketplace because I'm going to leave out of my studio and go out into the marketplace to get a couple of things done. And I love engaging people in conversation. Inevitably, I start talking about the thing that a lot of people love to talk about, and that's themselves. And then I'll ask them a question like this. So, if you could do anything without the possibility of failing, what would it be? They start thinking. Then I ask them a question like, hey, how long have you been working here? And they'll tell me. And then I'll be like, what do you really want to do? And if I told you 99% of the time it's not the thing that they're currently doing, you would probably just fall over. But it's true. And these are people in all walks of life, right? And all types of professions and all types of fields. And 99% of the people that are doing what they're doing is not what they really want to do. And I think I know a reason why. One, they have not harnessed the uniqueness of their talent. Now, the one thing that you can do to help you harness your uniqueness is to write a personal mission statement. It's like a personal mission statement is like a boat that has a rudder and a sail. It knows which direction it's going. And if it ever gets off course, the rudder and the sail in combination will get them back on course. But think of it like a compass. Think of it like a GPS, a global positioning system. So many people are walking around in the world and they have no idea what their uniqueness is. And even if they do, many of them don't know how to harness it because they don't have a personal mission statement. So if you've been watching for any amount of time, and I've said this countless times, but it's worth saying again, develop a personal mission statement. Write it down, tweak it, and begin to say it to yourself over and over and over again until that is what and who you become. My personal mission statement is to inspire every person I meet to pursue their calling, passion, and purpose, do it with excellence, and live a legendary life. You do realize we only get to do this thing one time. So you see how they kind of all go together, understanding and harnessing your uniqueness. And when you develop a personal mission statement, it keeps you focused on that, and you will be able to do some amazing things. And believe it or not, you're probably going to discover your calling, passion, and purpose. And then also you're going to be able to live a legendary life. And everything that you do, you want to do it with exceptional excellence. Okay, so what is point number 2 on how you can harness your uniqueness? I would say develop a strategy. Develop a strategy. So oftentimes, I'll go back to my military career. One of the things that we had a lot of acronyms in the military. We had BAMSIS and we had SHMIAC. These were really kind of high-level strategies that when we engaged our quote-unquote enemy or any situation, we could apply this strategy so that we can achieve our objective. If your personal mission statement is the objective, then you must develop a strategy, a step-by-step strategy on how to execute it. So, and what do? We always start at the end and work backwards. Or we do what we call reverse planning, or we do what they call in technology reverse engineering, or in any type of reverse engineering. So whether that's technical, or whether that's mechanical, or whether that's civic. You say, I want to build a city. Well, let's start at the end and what do you want the city to look like, and what are all the components to make it look like that? Well, it's the same way with your life. You say, listen, okay, by the time I am this age, I want to have this amount of money. Right? Okay. Say, for example, by the time you're, say, 25 years old, you want to be making 7 figures every year. Well, we have some constraints. One of the major constraints is this thing called time. And then the other constraint is what type of problem you're going to solve to be able to generate this seven figures every year. Chances are it's not going to be working for someone else, right? But at least you have these inputs and you have these outputs, right? Which become part of your strategy. There's also a thing called a SWOT: strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats, right? There's so many different tools that exist out there that can help you develop and formulate a strategy to help you actually do your personal mission statement. But if you never develop a strategy, guess what? You're going to be all over the map, and you're going to be just like a boat without a rudder and without a sail. And more importantly, and you may have all the power in the world, but if you have all the power that's going in the wrong direction, you're never going to hit your target. Okay. So 1, again, write a personal mission statement. 2, develop a strategy to execute your mission statement. Now, this is the last part, because this is where things get a little challenging and things get a little tricky. Executing your strategy. I'm going to tell you that executing your strategy is probably the most challenging part, because once you literally write or record something down and you review it, right? And you say, okay, here are the steps to actually achieve this particular objective or goal. When it comes time to executing it, I'm telling you right now from personal experience, you are going to experience this thing called resistance. For example, let's just say, hey, you know what? My personal mission statement in life is to be super awesome fit. Like I want to be like fit as I possibly can be. Now we want to define it. Well, I want to, weigh 175 pounds, and I want to have bulging biceps and, a 6-pack or 8-pack. And then you say, okay, here's the strategy to do this. I'm going to have to have this type of diet. My caloric intake is going to be this, right? And you literally say, okay, I have all of that, right? I know what my ideal weight's going to be. I know what my workout regimen must look like. I know what my diet must look like. Now you have to execute it. Now it's like, okay, so I have to go and purchase the food, or I can hire me a personal chef. Well, if I don't have money to hire a personal chef, I still have to go and buy the food, right? I got to do some studying and stuff to make sure that this food that I'm putting in my body, right, is actually helping me achieve my goal. And then you have to you develop the workout, but now each and every day you must execute your strategy to achieve your objective, which is your goal, which is also your personal mission statement. That is the most challenging part. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you how you can actually execute your strategy. This is what I would highly recommend. I would highly recommend doing one of two things: getting a coach or a mentor, or getting a coach and a mentor. You say, well, what's the difference? See, your coach, believe it or not, may not do the thing that you want to do, but they know how to teach people how to do the thing that you want to do. Your mentor, on the other hand, is a person that actually does what you're doing. You follow what I'm saying? So if you look at a football team, or a baseball team, or a basketball team, or a hockey team, or a soccer team, or any type of team sport, they have several coaches. So on a baseball team, they have the manager, but the manager doesn't do everything. You have a pitching coach, you have a hitting coach, you got all types of coaches on a baseball team. And on a football team, you know how large a football team is, right? You got the running backs coach, the receiver coach, the quarterback coach, the special team. You got a lot of coaches, right? And all of these coaches, although they may understand the totality of what we're trying to accomplish, which is our objective and which is our goal, they themselves may not know how to do it at the level that you want to do it at. They can't do it per se, but they have seen enough that they can coach you on how to do it. Now, if we look at the analogy of, let's just say, soccer, right? Well, if you wanted to be like really, really awesome in soccer, chances are you're going to need a mentor. And this mentor is going to be able to come in and say, oh, like, this is how you do it. Like, basically, it's like, do exactly what I do. That's what your mentor is going to do, which means that guess what? They still have the ability to do it. And they're going to demonstrate, and then you're going to follow. You're going to mirror and mimic everything they do. That's what a mentor does, which is probably not what a coach. But a coach can be a mentor, and a mentor can be a coach. But the goal here is they are going to help you execute your strategy, man. And then guess what? You can unlock, right, your unique. You can unlock your uniqueness. So what are the takeaways? Well, that's a great question. This really is the main takeaway right here. Being unique is your true genius. And the reason that I want to, kind of drill down in on that is because oftentimes we spend our time trying to be something other than ourselves. And when you do that, we call that a fake, a phony, and a fraud. And no one likes a fake, a phony, and a fraud. In fact, if I told you that people love doing business with people they know, like, and trust, would you believe me? So being a fake, phony, and a fraud actually robs you of your authenticity, which robs you of your uniqueness. And then you wonder why, no one wants to do business with you. So being unique is your true genius. And this is your homework for this week. Write a letter to your future self. So what does that look like? If it were me and I were writing this letter, and believe you me, I wrote my epic ending, so that is my future letter. And if you've been listening to the show, there's an episode entitled Epic Ending, or if you actually listen to the first episode, it probably talks about your epic ending. Write a letter to your future self. So let's just say you're 18 years old now. Write a letter to yourself when you're 25. Write a letter to yourself when you're 30. Write a letter to yourself when you're 40. What is it that you want to accomplish by the time you reach these milestone ages? Write a letter to your future self. I promise you, when you write that letter to your future self, and if you read it, I promise you, it literally will be part of the strategy to help you stay focused and achieve your objective and your goal, which is your personal mission statement. So what did we talk about today? Well, we talked about how you can harness the power of your uniqueness. And 3 ways in which you can actually do that is 1, write a personal mission statement. 2, develop a strategy to execute your personal mission statement. And 3, execute your strategy. Well, once again, it's been awesome hanging out with you guys as always. This is what I want you to do, which is what I tell you to do at the end of every show. Tell anyone suffering from slow money blues to tune in each Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow, like, and share at Slow Money Blues on all social media, and join our private Facebook group. Want to see more people come to the club? Because guess what? You don't have to build, launch, and grow your own personal freedom success system all by yourself. You literally can have other people helping you along the journey. Chiefly myself, but then, of course, other people as they come into the group. Until next time, what I want you to do is continue to build, launch, and grow your own personal freedom success system. And I will not see you I won't see you at the top, but as Big Brother Myron says, I will see you over the top. So if you stay to the end of the show, this is what I want you to do. I want you to give yourself a big round of applause. Then I want you to go ahead and chant just a little bit. And it deserves a big cheer. My name is Doug, retired U.S. Marine, 2-time combat veteran. I will see you next Tuesday.